we took was Gold Coast, Tomwin Road to Murwillumbah, Yukai, Kyogle down the straightaways through Casino to Grafton, and then the curvy road up to Armadale, out the back of Grafton, out the other side of Walker, 20 k's or so, and Deer Falls down the dirt, another 20.
Forgot to brush my teeth.
Can you do my motorbike from here with you?
Yeah.
Where's your key?
In the ignition. Only got one battery, and the battery doesn't last very long.
Right.
And it drains the battery when it's off. So that's what I'm doing now, recharging it. Yeah.
There I was hiding behind Wilson.
Lovely.
So we did the 11k trip with our tyres at a lower pressure, set them down to 25 psi from the normal 32-ish, and that's just with a hand pump, and at each end of the road we would either air down or air back up again. It didn't take too long, and it gave us the best grip over the marbles.
Okay, let's go to the cafe.
It was really nice that we could take the panniers off to ride down the Oxley, leave them behind with the car.
Yes, the idea here is to go down, enjoy the pass up and down, and come back with some food and some beers.
The top of it was a bit wet, so where all the tighter curves are. But after a while it dried out and we could really enjoy the corners.
Yeah, that's right. We set out with our full rain gear on, expecting a wet ride all the way. Pretty stoked when it started to clear up. The Oxley is an amazing quality road. Like, it's an Austrian quality road. Didn't you think the quality was like Europe?
It was excellent, yeah. Double white lines all the way down it, but the actual quality of the road and even the edges, they don't break away or anything like the normal country roads.
Didn't see many cyclists. There were some trucks and caravans, but we especially planned the trip during the week so that we wouldn't get that sort of traffic. And we picked our arrival times. The guys come up from Sydney and sort of hit that area between 10 and 3, and then the rest of the time the road's quiet because they duck back to Sydney, most of the riders who ride in the Oxley.
That's true. It was very quiet. We saw very few bikes, in fact, very few anythings on the road.
So I'm just turning on the front camera. In New South Wales, you're not allowed to have a camera on your helmet, so what I've done there is especially put the cameras on the bike. There's a camera facing me and a camera on the front of the bike. It's much better to have them on your helmet because you get better quality footage. But to meet the legal requirements, I had to do that. And this is a continuous take, so this is not cut footage, it's just 2 camera take. And in editing, you're just switching between the front camera and the rear camera. And also, we run reflective visors because they're tinted on the inside. You can't see the reflection when you're wearing them. They show, that allows the camera that's facing backwards to show the front and the back simultaneously. So it's specially done for photographic reasons, to show the road better.
Well, the continuous take is the reason why you're not seeing me in some of these shots, because I'm way behind riding at my level, but later on you'll see that we've caught up again with each other.
Well, it's a 100km/h section of road, so you can see there 35 marked on that corner, but in fact you are quite legal to go around at 60 or 70. There's no problem with the legalities of the safe road speed, whatever the rider wants to ride at. which are restricted to your side of the road, of course, and any traffic can be a problem because there's just endless sort of double white line mania that exists in Oz, which we didn't see in Europe. Is a bit of an issue. Although cars tend to pull over for us, don't
They do.
Some drivers are pretty polite. After a while, they'll just pull over and let you go, so you don't have to cross the double whites.
Although oncoming cars do quite often cross the double whites. It's more convenient for them.
That's true. We did commonly see cars with their tyres across the lines taking the whole road for themselves. Yeah, absolutely love this section of road. I actually like going downhill. I've heard a lot of people say they like riding the Oxley uphill, but I love the downhill. I thought it was great.
I enjoyed this section of it. It was really nice and dry when we got down here. It just felt a lot better. And maybe because the curves were looser. I don't know.
Yeah, right down the bottom it's something flat. I can't remember what it's called. Long flat road or something like that. The corners cease and you're just on straight sections, which is 100 kilometers an hour. At the very top of the Oxley, back towards Walker, it's 110. So
on the flat,
speed limit. Yeah. But this is all 100. I think on this day we didn't see any bikes. On the way down we didn't see any bikes because it's morning, it's early-ish.
Oh, no, we saw two who were parked at Gingers Café when we stopped there.
Stopped to refuel at the
In the
cafe
rain.
as well.
Yep, Oxley, yes baby, love it.
And they told us that the KTM rally for that year was meant to be coming through, but they couldn't do it because the rain conditions were so bad they couldn't actually get through the bush to the cafe.
Yeah, they were 50 k's away and not able to get to the cafe. So that was the second year KTM Safari was supposed to come through that day. So we've stopped at Warhope, got some steaks and some beers, and we're on our way back up now. Now climbing the Oxley in reverse, heading west, more or less. The road winds its way along the southern side of a river gully for some 320 corners or so. There's not a lot there except for that cafe, what's it called?
Gingers Café.
Yeah, Gingers are like a fuel stop. They've got premium fuel there.
They do,
mostly have it, sometimes have it.
Yeah, sometimes.
And if you go at the wrong time of day, there'll be 100 motorbikes parked at Gingers.
At least.
Yeah.
But the food was good and the people were friendly, so I enjoyed it there.
Yeah, so Sylvia's only been riding about a year here in this video, and she's not long been on the 1190 that she's on, so she graduated from a KTM R390 to ride this bike you see in the shot. But it's a little bit tall for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I can only just touch the ground with my big toe. I try and put my feet down, so it's yeah, challenging to stop.
KTMs are well suited to this road. I mean, they've got enough torque, and you don't have to be too revvy with the engine. The engine can pull away from just about any rev range in this road and enjoy yourself just using the torque of the engine rather than a horsepower magnate. On the way up we saw some sports bikes who sort of overtook us wildly into blind corners, which was crazy idea of motorcycling. And they're part of the sort of drop knee dream club or something who run the Oxley. So I would advise to avoid those people by just riding the Oxley early or very late in the afternoon.
And also, like you see the day that we were on, it was quite overcast and rainy. The temperature difference between the bottom and the top of it was quite big on that day. Like you get near the top and you're quite cold.
Yeah, I think it's about 1,000 meters altogether between Walker and down at Warhope at the bottom.
Well, I kept my rain jacket on the whole way and I didn't regret it.
The forest is pretty much alive with birds. You hear those bellbirds even while you're riding, talking on the intercoms. We're on intercom here, and the forest birds still manage to get their little vociferous notes through into your helmet. You can hear them peeping away.
Oh, and at the top of the Oxley, we also encountered some wallabies. Remember that?
Yeah, that's right. There'd be wallabies in the side, and they'd be scrooked by the bike.
Yeah.
Here you can hear the birds.
Okay. You good, or you want a longer break? It was a long gap, so it'll be nice.
Yeah, that's a cool little rest stop there. Some toilets. Stockyard Creek. And we would have aired down to change the tyres back to 25 psi to go back to Tier Falls. And just taking it easy on these roads. There were a couple of four-wheel drives coming in both directions, single vehicle track. So the cars will put one wheel in the ditch and leave one on the road, and then we can just squeak by on the other side of the road, moving to the left. There's marbles, there's fine gravel marbles there, so it's not ideal for our road tyres. We don't have a lot of grip. If we go off the side, the shoulder there, we're going to slide down into the ditch, and we have to stop and go again.
I think this was one of my first times off-road, wasn't it, on that one?
No, I think you'd been to Glen Innes once before, on dirt road, and ridden further, 50 k's. But it was the first time loaded up. I think it was the first time you had panniers on.
Yeah.
In and out. And the campground was fantastic because there was basically 2 cars there when we got there, out of 40 sites. And of course one of them was our buddy from Sydney. He'd come up to meet us from south and we'd come down from the north. It was a Defender. It got cold at night.
It did, yeah. And it was really quite nice sitting around the open fire.
Got a fire going, and we had gas cookers, but we used that fire to actually cook our T-bone steaks. And both nights we had T-bone steaks. Very memorable on that hot plate. Fabulous piece of meat. And that we just used alfoil. We didn't have plates for cooking steaks, so with that piece of alfoil on the left, we used that as a plate, sort of a team plate to put all the steaks on. Leave the top boxes on for day trips. They're great for putting stuff in, going to town, getting some supplies. Yeah, I think we had a few drinks that night, so we left later. We left at about 10. We went for a walk as well, down to the falls again. Tyres are still going to be 25 now. We're going to stop shortly. I can see you waving in the background.
Yeah, I must have been feeling brave, loaded up on the sand road.
So
car, yeah.
There's a Land Cruiser. So here we'll stop, pump up the tyres, and the sun was so hot that we pulled out our special invention of umbrellas and use those rather than strip off jackets and whatnot. Because there's a lot of hand pumping. I know some guys use electric pumps, but we like the hand pumps, they're so reliable.
My camera.
But you do get pretty hot doing continual hand pumping. The road up to Glen Innes is great. The New England Highway, I like riding that. It's got plenty of overtaking, dotted white lines, and I hear we're at Walker, so that's the last refuel at Walker.
Yeah, they seem to be pretty insistent that you can't use your camera in the servo there.
That's right. They told us the cops are always there harassing motorcyclists. We didn't see the police, but the guy was pretty quick to warn us of a $4,000 fine if you use a camera in the service station. So here you can see what the New England looks like. Just about need cruise control on this road because it's pretty open. Just sit at 100.
Be straight as well.
Yeah. It's got a generous shoulder. You pull over most places. I like the way the KTMs cruise, because they don't cruise, the engines are not screaming. When you put them in 6th gear, the engine's just idling over a comfortable vibration level. And for some of the hills, we'll put them in 5th. Hills are a bit steep, so as not to chug the engine too much. quite a long trip back, and because we'd left late, we were a little bit fatigued, and the night before, on beers, it was a hard day. Of course, we're coming up to the Clarence River Bridge, and you just love that Clarence River Bridge.
I think the whole trip was about a 9 hours each way or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it was quite a bit of riding.
Takes a toll, a few toilet breaks and whatnot. Very fueling. That's a classic old Aussie bridge.
Clatters as you go over it.
Yeah, that's right. The wooden sticks are not bolted down or semi-bolted down or something. They shake and rattle. So there's not enough room for a car coming the other way. If there's a car coming the other way, you've got to wait.
Well, hopefully they're waiting.
Yeah, they wait. I think there was a car this time waiting at the other end. Clarence is a big, wide river. And then at Malangani we decided to stop for the night at a B&B, but
Unfortunately they were full, so we had to get back on the bikes. I can just have a look if it's available tonight and book it.
back on the bikes and into the dark we went.
I think we still had another 2 hours or so to get home. 2 or 3.